Welcome to Floating Lifty YouTube video session. I am Showen, and today we have two wonderful behind the scene crew members here with us. One is Jake, our cousin Jake, the videographer, and one is our director, Noah.
Hey.
Whoa. And so Noah is going to ask me a T question and I will just answer it on the video.
So this
Here
came
you
in
go.
from an email a few months ago.
Okay.
Question is, I noticed that you don't rinse tea before your first steep. Do you have a strong opinion on rinsing Taiwanese oolongs?
Okay. Wow, that's a wonderful question. Do I have strong opinions on rinsing Taiwanese oolongs? Well, you decide. You decide. I will say, me personally, in the beginning of my tea journey, I rinse tea because I watch people rinsing tea in Taiwan. Why? I had no idea. I watch it and I copy it, and it become a habitual habit. So let's get some tea wear out and let's go deeper with this subject. Okay, here you go. Tea wear. Let's just use a pot today. So let's brew a pot of tea and talk about this subject. And then I think it's through questions like this, like, Showen, do you rinse tea? And I say, I do. And they start to ask me why. And I start to put a little bit thoughts to it. Why am I rinsing tea? So in the beginning, I do rinse tea a lot. And I notice I do this a lot. So I'm going to actually rinse this pot of tea, okay? So I just do a 5-10 second rinse, just like this, quick. I smell tea a lot and I let customers smell tea. And so I will just do this and let people, I will pass the teapot or the guy one around and let people smell tea. So my own interpretation at that time is scent is part of the tea and people should start to get to know a tea by the scent. And normally the scent will open up a really wonderful conversations, especially, even new tea drinkers or let's say seasoned tea drinkers. People start to capture so many notes from a tea. And then people start to tell me, then I ask the question back. I said, why do you rinse tea then? And customers, the most answers I got from customers is, I am rinsing off dust. One. Second one is, I am rinsing off pesticides. Two. That's two of the most common answers I get. And I absolutely not happy with that answer. I said, what dust are you talking about? The natural tea dust, like the fine, because some tea has a lot of tea are made with like buds, like really young tender leaves, and you will notice the end product, there were a lot of fine hairs on the tea. First of all, I think it's natural. I don't know why people are rinsing that part off. Second will be dust from pollution, and that is a really unsatisfying answer to me. I normally tell people, if there's that much pollution or windstorm, probably shouldn't drink that tea, and then the second answer is chemicals. First, do you think that 10-second rinse will rinse off that much chemical? Second, if there's that much chemicals, my suggestion is the same. Do not drink that tea. I don't think you can rinse off that much chemicals. I mean, you can find maybe a scientist to do the the science research on that one. So I just don't think those two answers are very satisfying to me. Then I started to look at that, like, tea is very important if it's clean or not, especially nowadays. So I would say my answer to people, do I rinse tea? I would say the first 10 years of my tea journey will be a yes, and I was not very conscious of what I was doing. Now, do I rinse tea? No. And that's why people start to ask me like, hey, Shawn, you don't rinse tea. Why are you not rinsing tea anymore? Because I'm moving more and more towards organic teas, actually, like organically produced teas. I don't want to wash. I would say I washed it off. It's not. If I wash a brew off, isn't that kind of wasteful? If that tea is that good and it's organic, I don't want to wash it off. So that will be the more direct answer that I can get it to people. However, what about the scent? I want people to smell the scent still without me rinsing it off. How do I do this? Then it comes to another subject that we call it opening the tea. And maybe let me drink this cup of tea and then we can talk about that a bit later. Nowadays, I don't rinse tea, but I still want customers to smell the bouquet before I brew a tea. Then how do I do this? So let me borrow Noah.
Yes.
Okay, there's a teapot that is not warm up. I don't rinse the tea, and I just put some dry leaves in there. 1 second, maybe this way is better. Here you go. And now opening up the tea, now rinsing the tea. And if I do this to a customer, what do you smell?
Okay.
The same tea, okay?
Doesn't smell like much.
Doesn't smell like much, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of like opening up a vacuum bag of tea and smelling it.
yeah.
Okay.
So they kind of defeat the purpose of that. Then I keep thinking, I need heat. I need heat to open up the tea. So I guess this video is like a very simple answer of do I rinse tea to how do I let people smell the tea without rinsing the tea, right? Let's use heat and see if he can notice the difference. I will just simply pour hot water into it and warm up the pot this way.
So it's an empty pot right now.
This is empty pot. I don't have tea leaves in there. And I'm gonna put some dry leaves in here without rinsing the tea. Later, you guys are going to drink a lot of this tea. This is wet. So this have heat, and just like this, a simple gesture, movement. No, I smell the tea.
Yes, got it.
Would you like to describe what you smell?
It's like, because of the heat, I'm not sure if it's because of the moisture or because of the heat, the scent pushes further in. It's like the scent was kind of just stuck inside of the tea leaves, and now it can, even if I hold it further away from my nose like this, it pushes further in and it kind of opens up the complexity of what's going on in the tea.
And because when customers capture something, I'm able to open the conversation through scent. That's the beginning of a tea, is scent and then taste. And I need to do something with the scent that people start to engage with the tea. It's actually through scent. And you will notice that when people drink tea, when people pick up a cup, first thing, a lot of times, what people do is the scent too, and then the mouth experience, the scent experience and the mouth experience. Tea brewer have to present this too. Then I think this video is totally turned into a different direction. Whoa, I can use heat to present scent and to open up a tea. I call this opening up a tea. When I start, after I do the rinsing the first 10 years, I rinse tea. Later, I describe my rinsing is actually, at first I said I'm not conscious of what I was doing. Later, I think I was opening up the tea because the tea is open, therefore people can smell it. But now I don't want to rinse it. It still requires heat. That totally open a different realm. I can warm up the pot first through direct water, hot water. How about this? So let's take this cold teapot, room temperature towards cold teapot away. What if I use this heat? So Noah, I would like you to smell this one. Watch out, it's really hot, the teapot.
Okay, I can smell it.
Yes.
It's more than the first one.
Yes.
It doesn't feel as juicy as when you put hot water into the pot.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a different smell showing up now.
Yes. Cool. So, this is a process that I call opening up the tea, and I'm not going to go into this actually today in the video. Sorry, guys. I think we are going to dedicate a full video on this subject. When you do something with tea, including this simple, do we rinse tea or not? Think about it. Don't let people tell you what to do and that's the right way. There's a reason behind every single tea movement in the tea brewing and tea drinking too, by the way. People tell you to rinse tea, then you will say it's a yes. Why? You know, people tell you not to rinse tea. There's also a reason behind it. Figure out why. And I think with the later things that I was doing, warm up the teapots, try to let people smell the tea. It opened up room for the tea brewer to play and to discover, oh wow, if you use the hot water method, there's this. If you use direct heat source to open up, there's a different thing. And then play with it, see what you discover. And I think this is what I'm really in a way strong on tea sharing is keep trying and keep playing with your tea rather than that's that way and that's that way and then that's it. There's no I have to brew my tea this way and tea is only this way. No, there are so many ways, and including this. That's why I want to dedicate one full video later on heating up the teapot. There are different heat elements then, and you can totally play around with that too. And I will say, as Noah said, this result is kind of in between the two methods, without heat or with water heat. I call this kind of like dry heat method. It is hard. It takes a long time, and to even know how to drive heat into it, I haven't figured out fully yet, and there's so much more that I can play around with it. So have fun with your tea, but the true conclusion of the answer of today is, if you are rinsing tea because of pesticides, please do not drink that tea. If you are rinsing the tea because there are a lot of dust, maybe air dust, pollution dust, do not drink the tea, okay? And figure out why you want to open up your tea by rinsing or not rinsing, okay? And that's I think that's it for the day. Happy tea drinking, and we'll see you in the next video.